Hey guys, I'm Lee from Lee Likes Music, the place to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp. And in today's video, we're going to look at the the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets' newest album, which is called High Visceral 2. So that's coming up. So, as mentioned before, the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets are a very outstanding psychedelic rock band from Perth, Australia. They're mixing together these styles of hard rock and also psychedelic rock. Stylistically, the first impression and also the lasting impression that I have of this album is that it draws inspiration from something that is very steadfast, very prominent, some very straightforward hard rock sounds, as I mentioned, but then you also have sounds that are very pneumatic and weightless, that is focusing more on this sphere of psychedelic rock. Visceral, the second track, is an amazing track, first of all, but it also is a great example of what I'm trying to highlight here. It melts together this very airy, spacious, psychedelic vibe with something more hard-hitting and direct, and it's dancing back and forth between these parts during the verse and the choruses, and it really melts these parts together in a very unique way and also in a very cohesive manner. This is the reason why I love Visceral, and this is also the reason why I love the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets in general. I love both of their albums, High Visceral Part 1 and this one, Part 2, because they are meandering, they are dancing and just floating back and forth between this airy and standfast stylistic grounding. I don't want to sound pretentious, guys. It might sound a bit pretentious what I'm saying here, but just have a listen to Visceral yourself. One thing that I really paid attention to during all of my listens on this album is the interconnectedness of track number 2 and 3. There is no obvious cut between these tracks, and it all ends up sounding like one big, lengthy, cohesive track, and I love that. It's like they added a bit of progressive feel to this. Again, another reason why you should check out this band and this album in the first place, because they are taking these small inspirations from other styles, other genres, and they're making it sound so freaking unique. Track number 2 and 3, can't quite actually remember their names, but they're just so cohesive, majestic, and progressive and catchy all at the same time. So go and check these 2 tracks out, guys. This meandering feeling that I got when listening to the first 3 tracks is actually something that is perpetuated throughout the whole album. You have songs that are very clear-cut, and then you have something that is more ethereal. You'll find songs like Move, Coffee, and It's Not Safe to Leave This House to be a bit more psychedelic, but then you have songs like Neck, Ergophilia, and Bus, and these are leaning more towards the other side, which is hard rock. And yeah, just a great mix, a great blend. Then you have this third part of songs in addition to these other ones, and these are having more of a 50-50 link between something psychedelic and hard rock. It's like they have micromanaged these styles and genres into the songs, and that is something that's just, yeah. Again, it's really nice, it's so cohesive, and so it feels like they put a lot of thought into this album, and that is bringing me to the background story of the album, which I want to talk a little bit about now. So I did a little bit of research on this album, and I found a video where they actually did a radio show. And the vocalist of the band, Jack McEwan, he told the radio hosts and the listeners that the whole band actually spent a lot more time on this record, High Visceral Part 2, compared to their previous record. They pieced things together, they thought things through, they created more material. They actually created 20 tracks to begin with and then cut it down to 10 tracks. So this album was very thought through. But to be honest, if I was to compare these albums, I actually think that part 1 is a little bit better. It's more cohesive. It sounds more like one whole piece that you want to listen to from start to finish. From what I've seen from their other videos, it seems like they actually recorded a big portion of this album in the home studio that one of the band members created themselves, so it seemed a little bit primitive the way that they recorded the album, but despite of that, the production, the overall sound, the quality of the sound is very crisp. It sounds much better than what I would expect from it. So yeah, production-wise, quality-wise, I think that this is good. Probably could have been polished a little bit better, but yeah, overall, this is a thumbs up from me. If there is something lacking on the production side, this is something that the band is overlapping with their ingenuity and their congruity in their song craftsmanship. So it really doesn't matter if the production or the quality of the sound is a bit off. Doesn't really matter that much because, yeah, the song craftsmanship and everything else sonically on the record is such a high quality, so it just weighs up for the downfall, the things that they didn't nail that well. If I was to compare this band and this album to any other musical efforts, I would say Queens of the Stone Age, Wolfmother, Tame Impala. These are some other bands that you might like, that you might feel interested in. If you want to check out some other ones that are a bit similar, those are some really good recommendations in my view. I think I mentioned this earlier, but every time I put on this album, it just drags me into this ever-changing dream world of a listening experience. It's just so awesome to stay on for the ride. The pounding synchronicity of the bass, the drums and the guitars on Gürtel is just amazing. Go and check out that track. Go and check out the whole album, because this is a freaking beast and you just have to listen to it. You just have to. Okay? Go and do it. So that's High Visceral Part 2 by the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. Definitely go and check this one out, and also their previous album, because they're just so good, both of them. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp, then I highly suggest you click the red subscribe button below. Also, make sure that you hit that bell icon beside of that subscribe button. That way you'll always get notified when I upload new videos to my channel. So yeah, hope to see you later, guys. Stay tuned. Bye.